everyone, I'm Allie, and today I'm going to be speaking with you on senior driving tests. Do you ever think about if there was a driving test for seniors, how it could result in less car accidents? If not, then think about this. You are able to get a driving permit in South Carolina at the age of 15. After 6 months of having a permit, you're eligible to try for your actual driver's license by taking a driving test with an instructor. After getting your license, you are free to drive whenever you want. You never have to take another driving test for the rest of your life. You just have to go to the DMV every couple of years to renew your license. Doesn't that seem a bit crazy? People grow older and have less capabilities and become less stable. Therefore, would it make sense to have a senior driving test at a certain age to make sure the elderly are still capable of driving for their safety and everyone else's around them? I'm going to discuss some main points on why there should be senior driving tests. The main reasons are, as you get older, you develop trouble seeing, you have slower reaction time and reflexes, and often hearing problems. First, a main issue with elderly drivers are that they have trouble seeing, so it can result in car accidents if they can't see what they are doing on the road clearly. According to the website All About Vision, your eyes will start to age around 40 years old and can continue to get worse as you get older. Even if you have glasses to prevent your bad vision, the lights at night can reflect and cause problems with seeing while driving. A solution for this would be that when reaching age 40, you should have to take an eye test to make sure you are still capable of driving. This test should be taken at least every 2 to 3 years, because your eyes can continue to get worse. It isn't safe to drive if you don't have good vision, period, but especially if you're elderly, because most elderly people have slower reflexes. This brings me to the next main point of why elderly should take a driving test. As you age, your reflexes can get slower and slower. This can be just because of age, or it can result from having stiff joints and weaker muscles than in the past. If you have slow reflexes, then how are you going to try to prevent a car wreck when someone makes a careless mistake on the highway? Car accidents are caused all the time by older people because they weren't able to react fast enough to prevent it from happening. For example, my friend and I were on the way to eat lunch one day when we came across a bumper-to-bumper car accident with 4 cars. It had just happened and there was no one there to help yet. So we pulled over on the side of the road to call 911 and see if there was anything we could do. We noticed that every single person driving those 4 cars were at least over 50 years old. The reason for the car accident was the older man in the very back, and he didn't have enough time to react to the sudden stop of the cars in front of him. Things like this could be prevented if elderlies had to take a driving test with an instructor all over again to get a new license that states they are safe to still be driving. There could also be reaction tests to see how fast you are able to react to things. If this was a law, I am 95% positive this man would not have had a driver's license under the circumstances which this accident would have been prevented. Finally, the last main point that can affect elders while driving is hearing problems. If you are having trouble hearing, then you aren't going to hear when there are sirens or someone beeps the horn at you. It's crazy to think that the sound of a car horn can prevent a car accident, but it does all the time. If you aren't able to hear that or the sounds around you, then you could be the cause of a car wreck. According to the National Institute on Aging, you should have your ears checked at least every 3 years after turning 50 years old. That could prevent car accidents as well, along with the other reasons I have discussed. All 3 of these key points can be solved if the law required people to get tested for sight, reflexes, and hearing, as well as taking another driving test completely at the DMV. Think about how much safer it would be on the roads if there was a DMV station that was strictly for elders to take these tests, to make sure they are still safe to drive. People's safety is what is most important, and making these changes could greatly decrease the deaths and injuries caused by car accidents every year. I hope you all agree, and thank you for your time.